Hello and welcome back to Fix It in Post. I'm Isaac.
Hello, I'm Tom.
Hello, Tom. We're missing Dan.
Where is Dan? What's he doing?
Dan is moving house because it's a long process and it's gone wrong, as it always does. So he's not with us today.
It better be a nice place that he's moving into to miss us.
It is.
Good.
Yeah. I got to give it to him. Tom, how you been? It's been a while since we've had you on the show.
Mate, I was thinking, last time I did this with you, it was the episode that went out on Christmas Day last year.
I was actually thinking, I need to check a calendar 1 second, because I don't know if this will be our Christmas episode or if this is going to come out just after Christmas.
It's going to turn out we recorded it a year to the day. It probably was, actually. It's probably, could be.
Quite possibly, yeah. So this is out on the 24th. This is our Christmas episode.
Nice. Merry Christmas, Isaac.
Merry Christmas, Tom.
Merry Christmas. What are you doing for Christmas this year?
Good question. I have no plans. I might see family.
Okay. Might, yeah.
That's about it. What about you?
What am I doing? I'm working until the 23rd, and then I'm driving down from Manchester down to Tunbridge Wells on Christmas Eve.
That's a long drive. Bloody hell.
Do you know what? I really enjoy driving. So my perfect Christmas Eve is just sitting in my car listening to an audiobook and eating snacks while I was driving down the wherever road it is. So yeah, do you know what? I don't mind. I drove down there last month because I did a gig. I did a gig at Ali Pali.
Right, yeah, because you're working full time as a DJ now, aren't you?
Yeah. So I think last time you asked me that, when it was in lockdown, you said, "What do you do?" I was like, "I have no idea. I don't know what my job is anymore." Yeah, so I drove down from Manchester to London, and then did London to Tunbridge Wells, and then I had a gig in Sheffield the day after I arrived in Tunbridge Wells. So I did Tunbridge Wells to Sheffield, and then I did the gig in Sheffield, and then I did Sheffield to Manchester, and then So I'm used to the driving aspect of it now. It's absolutely fine.
That does sound pretty brutal, though.
It's only brutal when you hit traffic.
Yeah, okay.
if you're just driving, it's lovely. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, I could be driving to do, a job I hate. And
yeah, that's very true.
I don't mind.
Nothing has happened in music this week.
Has it not?
Or the last 4 weeks. No, there's no fucking news stories. The one thing that keeps cropping up is something to do with Billie Eilish talking about watching porn as a child. And the sad thing is, I'm sure that keeps propping up for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I saw that as a headline today. However, I'm trying to make it like a new resolution, like an early New Year's resolution, to not click on clickbait.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I am so bad, right? There's articles that come up like, "You would not believe what this person from EastEnders looks like 15 years on," right? I will click it. Right? Because I'm a mug. So if something pops up about Billie Eilish watching porn, I've been trying to resist clicking on it. So, and then, or even worse, I read the comment section.
Oh yeah, that's never a good idea.
No, so it always turns like some, it starts off with some like woolly subject, and then there's just comments about politics and vaccines, and it's like, fuck's sake. Yeah. But I will click it, and I will read it and go, "Oh, that's really interesting. I never knew that about COVID." Just some bloke spouting bollocks.
Dr Dre has released new music, but only people who play Grand Theft Auto 5 can hear it.
Right.
So presumably, because in GTA you've got the radio stations as you're driving.
Right.
So presumably, his music is now on those radio stations. But the fact that he has released new music, whether it's on GTA or not, that's pretty fucking cool.
I didn't think anyone really cared about Dr. Dre this side of 1998.
Well, he's relevant in some ways. He's still, you've got Beats, things like that, headphones.
I suppose he's got the headphones, I suppose. Yeah. God, he must be well old now. He must be like late 50s.
Yeah, he's not young. Let's have a look.
Hang on, let's Google it. This is my favourite thing in the world, Googling celebrities' ages. Okay, before I see the result, I am going 56 years old.
Okay, I'm going 54.
You're going 54. Dr. Dre.
He's 56.
Is he 56? Right. Yes!
He's 56, yeah. Shit.
Amazing. Genuinely, I spend most of my life, I posted on Instagram about this recently, I spend most of my life Googling celebrities' ages. Every time I see a celebrity on TV, like, I wonder if I can guess how old they are. Now, there's actually a game show on Radio 4, which is exactly that.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it's with Richard Osman. You know, he does Pointless and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like a panel show, and then they basically go through the list of celebrities whose birthday is the week of recording, and they go around the circle, and then they have to guess how old that celebrity is.
That sounds fucking terrible.
No, it's so good because I love that. So they basically discuss like, oh wow, he released music in 1993, therefore he must be, and then they reveal the age. Mate, it's great. I love it. Hey, are you telling me you did not have fun then trying to guess Dr. Dre's age?
I mean, you might be onto me.
Thing is, it's very rare that it's like an age you didn't expect. It's always like, yeah, it's about right.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, most of the time you can get it within like 5-10 years.
Okay, Eminem. How old do you think Eminem is?
Ooh, 47.
47. I'm going 40. I'm going 45. 45. Oh my god, he's 49.
Holy fuck!
Mate, so next year Eminem is 50 years old.
Jesus Christ, he's getting on a bit.
Yeah, does that make you feel old?
I mean, I'm only 23, so it makes me feel young.
Oh, that's well old, mate. 23.
Oh, no, don't say that. My hair's going grey.
Is it really?
No. I'm dreading the day where it starts to fall out, though, because, I mean, you know my hair. It's long and fucking thick. If I lose my hair...
Mate, you got beautiful hair.
Thank you. If I lose it, I'm screwed. My hair's my personality.
Mate, I think you've got thick hair. You'll be all right. You'll be absolutely fine. Thing is, I'm getting to an age now where... So I'm 32. And even I'm starting to see a little bit of receding, just a slight bit. I get really upset about it, and I'm like, to be fair, I am 32. This is about right. As long as it doesn't move anymore in the next few years, I'll be all right. However, I've been dyeing my hair black for, most of my life. So
that can't be very good for it.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I look very cool. So, you know.
I mean, fair enough. Have you heard any of the new Adele tracks?
Yeah, I think I've heard most of the album, actually.
Have you?
I mean, okay, put it like this, I can't remember much of it, which says a lot.
It does. It's not very good, but I noticed something, and I know I'm not the only person that's noticed this. It clips.
Okay.
If you listen to it, it's mastered badly. It fucking clips.
Okay, well, would your average music listener, and by that I mean, you know, people who listen to one Adele album a year and all that sort of stuff, would they notice? Is it? I noticed.
You did notice, was that?
I didn't notice. No, it's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, most people probably wouldn't notice. I only I don't listen to Adele. I only listened to this because I saw someone else point it out, and I thought that can't be fucking right. So I listened to it, and it is the case. But you're right. I think most people won't notice it. Only people that know what they're looking for will. But still, I don't think that is an excuse for something like that.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it's not like it's one of the biggest albums to be released in the last 5 years, is it? So you know.
Exactly.
So is that like is that a thing? Is that like common knowledge now that it's badly produced, or?
I don't know. I mean, I've only seen it in like 1 or 2 places.
Okay.
And it's sort of, you know, sound engineers and music nerds and stuff like that have pointed it out. So I wouldn't really say it's common knowledge.
Right. The people involved must know. So
they must do. But the thing is, it might not be the fault of the engineer, because surely the engineer is not fucking dumb enough to do that of their own accord. So I think what's happened is the label has said to the engineer, make it louder. And the mastering engineer has probably come back to them and said, that's not a good idea for this reason, and this reason, whatever. But the thing is, the label is paying the fucking mastering engineer.
Right.
I think that's what's happened.
Bet they're being paid a lot as well.
Oh, fuck yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened. I think the label, because do you know what the loudness wars is? Or are?
No.
Okay, so in mastering, there is the loudness war. It's literally a war on loudness. Tracks getting louder and louder. Do you know what LUFS are?
Nope.
Okay, so they're units of perceived loudness. Basically, the higher the LUFS, the sort of louder it seems, in kind of broad terms. And the loudness wars is people pushing their tracks to have higher and higher LUFS because they think it makes it sound better. But it doesn't. This is a very real thing, and tracks are getting louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. And you can see the effects of that in even music like this this album from Adele where this peaking has happened because it's been pushed too hard in the master, presumably because it wants to be louder than everything else.
I don't know if you'll know the answer to this. How much would like an engineer be paid on like a massive hit album? Do you have any idea?
It entirely depends on the artist, the label, the engineer. But, you know, for mastering tracks for kind of high-end professional level, you're looking at well over 1,500 quid a track.
1,500 a track?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you know, that's probably not as much as I expected for Adele.
But that's kind of low end of top profession, if that makes sense.
Right, okay. I mean, Adele's got a few bob, hasn't she? So.
Oh, yeah, she's fucking minted.
That could be another fun game. How much is a celebrity worth?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have no idea. How much is... Actually, it's never true, is it? How much?
It never is.
Is Adele worth? 220 million.
I can believe that.
Tell you what, though, I saw her play at the Tunbridge Wells Forum.
Did you? Oh, shit.
I did in 2007, maybe 2008.
Wow.
She was opening up for Jack Pignate. Do you remember Jack Pignate?
I do not.
He had like quite a big hit called Spit at Stars and Torn on the Platform. And it was him and Later the Pier, like a London electro indie band called Later the Pier. And and the opening act was Adele.
The opening act.
Yeah, honestly. And it was the kind of opening acts where nobody cared that they were on. Have you been to the Forum in Tunbridge Wells?
I haven't, no.
You've been. It's just a small club that holds 200 people. Nice. Well, it's nice now, but it's nice and grotty back in the day. And she was just kind of the opening acts I was on as people kind of arrived. So, and I remember her playing, and nobody cared. Everyone was just kind of talking over her. Do you know what I mean? Like no one cared. It wasn't like you'd think looking back, you'd be like, oh my god, Adele, absolutely amazing, blew my mind. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I remember her being like, oh, she's got a nice voice. That was it. And then it turned out to be bloody Adele. She's done her own shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so some people that you just don't expect end up being the fucking biggest.
Yeah, of course. I mean, mate, the thing is that I've seen so many acts where I've gone, they're going to be huge, man.
And then they filter out into nothing. Yeah.
And they break it. They probably overheard me and then broke up to next week.
Yeah, it really is like impossible to tell sometimes.
To be fair, there's some acts I've seen like early doors and it's gone, oh, okay, they've got something. Yeah. They've got something. Like I remember I was at the, the band Slaves?
Yeah, they supported you, didn't they?
No, so basically, they're from Tunbridge Wells, which is where I'm from.
Yeah.
But my band and Slaves formed at the exact same time. I think we did like our first gigs at the Forum within like the same like 2-week period.
Right.
However, I think I was at their first ever. I don't think it was their first ever gig. It was definitely their first ever gig at the Forum, and it was ramshackle as hell. And there was kind of a vibe of, oh, these songs are really good, so when you're going to get a real drummer. Anyone listening does know, like, they're just a two-piece, and it's the drummer, Isaac, who's the singer, he just stands playing drums. And, even then, it was like, okay, this is ramshackle, but there's really something in this. And you could tell just from, like, 3 songs in. It was just like, okay, this is special. So, and I think that's quite rare, really, from a first gig. But then again, how often do you see a standing drummer?
Yeah, it's rare.
It's very rare.
And it's rare that you get someone doing something new in music like that as well. Well, maybe not new, but something different. And, they make it work. Yeah,
absolutely. The thing is, like, Isaac, he was like, he's kind of like a face in the scene anyway. Like, he was in different bands and stuff. And, it's always clear he was talented. He used to be in a band before Slaves called Bareface, and they're kind of like this electro kind of hip hop 5-piece. So even from their first gig, it's like, oh, it's the guy from Bareface. And then, yeah, so, but it's funny though, because Ugly Love and Slave started at the same time, and we were talking to each other and being like, oh yeah, we're like 2 punk bands from the same town, let's do this together. And then like it was like, okay, see ya, bye.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna be huge. Fair enough.
God, the cost of mastering varies so much.
Oh, does it?
It does. Like, you can get the high-end proper fucking good stuff for $1.5 grand, or you can pay some dude in his laptop to do it for 20 quid.
Okay, let's say you get an email out of the blue. Say, hi, we need someone to master the new Adele album. How much would you charge?
If I was going to master an album of that caliber,
yeah,
it's hard to say. I would probably charge somewhere around $2-3 grand a track, but then my rates are normally incredibly low.
Well, yeah, you'd take advantage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If there's major label money there, then you charge major label prices.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
There are people that deliver the same results as me that charge 3 times as much.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You should put that on the website.
Well, maybe. I don't want to slate off other people too much, but
Nah, go for it. Do it.
go for the cutthroat approach. Yeah, it's interesting how much the price varies, really. But then again, you're not just paying for the skill; you're also paying for the equipment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If you're, going to the top end, some of these studios cost millions. And, you've got fucking one-of-a-kind outboard gear that you won't find anywhere else and has a very particular sound. And then there's me with, plugins.
Sure.
I mean, they're expensive plugins, but...
No, I got it. Yeah. Like, do you think someone like Adele would be involved in that process?
What, in the mastering process?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Mastering quite often is... The artist himself won't really have too much to say about it, even in, like, a caliber that's not Adele. Someone that's paying 100 quid for a master, they're not really going to ask too many questions. I think mainly because a lot of people don't really understand mastering in the process. You might get sent some reference tracks, and if someone wants me to master a track, I'll ask them if they want to send me reference tracks. But that's about as far as it will go with artist creative control in mastering.
Do you think that's lack of understanding or lack of not giving a shit?
I think it's a lack of understanding because quite often the artist will want to be involved in the mixing process because they kind of have a rough idea of what's happening.
Right, okay, yeah.
But when it comes to mastering, it's seen as this fucking dark art, which is not. It's just...
I'd have no idea. Well, is it loud? No, it's loud. That's good stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You go to these fucking... you pay 20 quid for a master, so let's say you're paying a person to do it and not one of these AIs to do it because they just do the same thing to everything anyway. If you pay a person 20 quid to master a track, I bet you 9 times out of fucking 10, all they will do is turn it up and send it back to you.
Right, okay.
And they'll tell you that it's been fully mastered.
Right, but because the artist doesn't know, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
to be fair, but you could have done that with mine, I'd have no idea.
Well, exactly. I mean, these people, they're taking advantage of people that don't understand the process, and it's not all right.
Right, God, yeah. Is that common practice, do you think? Or
in the kind of lower brackets of mastering, absolutely it is, yeah.
I'd love it if an AI did the Adele album.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just sent it off to willmasteryourtracks.com. Done.
Yeah, AI can actually be pretty powerful when it comes to mastering. Obviously, it will never compare to a human touch, but...
The human touch. That was nice.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on to the listening diary?
Okie doke.
Let's do it. So for this episode, it was a little bit different to normal. We had 2 YouTube videos to watch. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the drummer. Hang on, let me get it up.
Okay, August
Breakdown series.
Yeah, so it's the breakdown series from Zildjian. It's Matt Greiner playing Provision. And Matt Greiner is the drummer of August Burns and Red.
Okay.
Now, I know you're not a drummer, but surely you can sort of appreciate the absolute fucking absurd level of skill that this man has.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm not a drummer, but I mean, I'm not blind or deaf.
Some of this stuff, you're watching him play it, but it almost doesn't fucking compute in your head because it looks like it's 2 tracks played at separate times and kind of track. Does that make sense? It's hard to imagine one person doing all of that at once, even though you can see it in front of you. It just sounds like 2 separate tracks that have been recorded at separate times and put together.
Right. So I actually had conflicting thoughts about this video, right? Because my initial thought was what it sounds like to me is, okay, have you ever been in a band with a drummer who won't shut the fuck up in soundcheck?
I am the drummer.
Oh yeah, of course you are. I knew that as well. Right? Okay. So are you the drummer that can't shut the fuck up?
Not in soundcheck, but in rehearsal, maybe.
Right. Okay. So when you're in soundcheck and then there's that drummer who's just like, oh my God, shut up. It sounded a bit like that, but I think that's probably just the way it was mixed in the.
It might have been, yeah. It's interesting you say that. It might just be because you're not a drummer watching this, so it is a lot more difficult to sort of appreciate the skill that takes.
No, and again, that's what I was going to get to. Like, so the second part was as soon as my brain switched off from that. Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up! Bit.
Right.
It went
Okay.
into. Oh, okay. This is actually amazing. That's
Yeah.
I can never even do that. Drumming's a weird one because they always think it looks a piece of piss, but when you actually sit down at a drum kit as a non-drummer, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's deceivingly difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably just about hold a beat, and that's about it. So you've been drumming like your whole life, haven't you?
No, so I was drumming, I think I probably started when I was about 14,
Okay.
but I haven't played now since I was about 18, which is a shame, but I need to get back into it.
Right. Okay. Why is that? Is it you just haven't got the room for a kit, or?
Well, sort of. I mean, when I was 18, I moved to London, and then I fell into the London trap of working to live and living to work.
Sure.
But now I'm not in London anymore. I'm in Manchester now. I have more space. I have more time. I have a little bit more disposable income.
Sure.
Now I want to get back into it.
Mate, you should. Like, do you want to join a band again, or like what do you want to do?
Yeah, I do. I really miss being on stage. Every time I see like a live video or even just go to a gig or something, I look at the stage and I think, fuck, I really miss that.
Yeah.
So I do want to go back on stage. I want to be in a fucking band again. But it's going to take a while to get to that stage.
Mate, make it happen. Like, there's some really good studios in Manchester, actually, if you did ever want to like go into somewhere with a kit.
Is there?
Out. Yeah. So there's somewhere called Pirate Studios.
Oh, I know Pirate. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're based all over the country, but I visited them recently at the one in at Salford Quays, which is near where I live, and I just went on the decks. And this was in lockdown, actually, just before gigs started picking up, because I realized I hadn't really DJed properly in ages, and I really wanted to DJ loud,
kind of shake off the rust. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I went in for 2 hours and just made a whole lot of noise, but it was just full of people in bands, and I think even people just going in just to thrash out on the drums for a bit, and yeah, nice little space, actually.
Well, I might have to look at that.
Yeah, do you know what? It's really cheap as well. It's like, I mean, 2 hours, you're probably looking at, I don't know, like 20 quid. It's like 10 quid an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not bad, is it? It's like, I mean, it's less than a night out, isn't it?
Yeah. Pirate Studios, if you're listening to this, please sponsor us.
Yeah, that'd be good,
sponsor us. Yeah. All right, so drumming, we've done that bit. Let's move on to the other video, which was 4 producers, 1 sample.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think?
I got jealous watching it.
Okay, how so?
I'd love. It's something I've been kind of thinking about recently. Is that as you know, I made loads of music in lockdown.
Yeah.
I basically made an EP and then sent it off to you, and you mixed it. Well, did you mix it? I can't remember. No, I mixed it, didn't I?
No, I mastered it.
You mastered it. That was it. God, mate, it seems like a lifetime ago already. Yeah, but since I've been DJing a lot, I've been doing like DJing some nights where I get to do like a bit of house and like some remixes and stuff like that. And ever since I've been doing those, it's like, I'd love to make some like electronic music, maybe something which would slot into this. So yeah, you sending me that video was kind of ignited that kind of want to kind of do it. But however, that video made me go, I can't do that.
Yeah,
it was so good. Like absolutely mind blowing, especially that the first person who did it, didn't you do it with like a 3D violin?
3D printed violin.
3D printed violin. What the hell is a 3D printed violin?
Yeah, Laura Escudé, she's fucking awesome.
Absolutely insane. Just like the fact, just what someone can do with just one vocal sample, just flesh it out into something so incredible.
Yeah, well, fucking Riku created an entire song out of that sample.
Yeah.
The drums were made from that sample. All the fucking little laser beams were made from that sample. Just everything was made from that sample. There was no outside instrumentation or anything like that. And just how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah. I watched something similar recently where it was David Guetta fleshing out a song. I can't remember what was it. He was given that was it. He was just given the original track, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I've got the stems here. I'm gonna remix it." And it's basically how he fleshed it out. And he said he basically just started off with he basically just took the root notes of the original track and then just kind of put the original track in the bin.
Okay, yeah.
So he took the root notes, took the vocal stem, and then just fleshed it out, kind of forgetting that the original existed, and just turned it into this big David Guetta banger.
Yeah.
You know, so I find it fascinating how you can, because it's hard to probably to make music where you've got the original so implanted in your brain. It's probably, I don't know how, you know, a remix would do it, but I can't imagine they'd probably listen to the original too much, because you kind of probably don't want to be over influenced by it. See what I mean?
Well, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, because if you're doing something like that, I mean, you're going to have quite a creative mind.
Sure.
So even if you've listened to it 50 million fucking times, you're going to be thinking of your ways to make it your own and create your own version of this thing.
Yeah.
You know, even if the original is ingrained into your mind, you can still make it your own and put your own spin on it and your own touch on it. You know, if you've got a signature sound, you can put that on it. Yeah, there's still ways to do it, I think.
True. I'd love to do something like that. Tell you what, I reckon if I had like a nice little setup, I could probably work my way around figuring it out.
Yeah.
So if anyone listening to this wants to give me a few grand for like a nice new computer and with Logic on it and a MIDI keyboard and maybe a drum machine, that'd be nice. Yeah, let me know. Or just book me to DJ. I'm very cheap. I'm £1,000 an hour. Thank
you. Shall we set some tracks for next episode?
Ooh, okay.
Do you have any in mind?
I have. So a song that I'd love to hear being spoken about by you guys is Don't You Worry About Me by the Bad Boy Chiller Crew.
Okay.
Okay, you don't know what that is, do you?
I have no fucking clue. No. Do you want to elaborate? Give me some background, or do you want me to just kind of go into it?
Okay, so Bad Boy Chiller Crew, they are they're like a 3-piece bassline act from Bradford who have kind of exploded in the last year, and they've actually currently got their own TV series on ITV2.
Okay.
I've played a couple of their songs in clubs, and it's it's reminiscent of, do you remember the Blackout Crew?
Yeah.
And they had a song called Put a Donk on It. It's reminiscent of that. So it's proper, like, Yorkshire Scala, like, bass line. Don't think it's been taken too seriously, but it's all right. It's quite good.
Okay.
It's quite good. So, yeah, that's my suggestion.
I'm not sure how I'll feel about that. But, we'll see. Is it sort of Sleaford Mobs kind of vibe?
No.
Right, okay.
It's like really chavvy hip hop. It's, you know what, it's kind of reminiscent of like the early noughties.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find it all right. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
I am going to go with Temple of Love by Sisters of Mercy.
Ooh, okay. Why that one?
Because it is a decent track.
Okay.
The Sisters of Mercy, they don't have a drummer.
Did they not?
No. They use a drum machine for every single track.
Hello. It sounds like you need to hit them up.
I might do.
Join the Sisters of Mercy.
Yeah. Do you know what they've called their drum machine?
No. Is it punny? Is there a pun involved?
No, it's not punny.
Okay.
But it is quite an interesting name for a drum machine. It's called Dr. Avalanche.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like a character from like Futurama.
It does, doesn't it? Spelled that way as well. Doktor Avalanche.
That's very Sisters of Mercy.
That's brilliant, yeah. I saw them live a few years ago and I got bored.
Okay, tell me everything. Where did you see Sisters of Mercy?
I saw them at the Roundhouse in Birmingham. I say it was a few years ago. Realistically, it was more like, no, not Birmingham. The other one, London.
Okay, because hang on, where am I thinking of Birmingham? Where's that?
You're thinking of the Roadhouse. I got banned from there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we met, wasn't it?
It might have been. Shit.
That's where we met. Yeah, because I remember Ugly Love played there and you turned up with your brother.
Yeah, fuck, yeah.
I remember that, yeah. And so what's the name of that venue? Is it the Roadhouse?
Yeah, it's the Roadhouse.
And it was in the middle of nowhere. Was it in the middle of nowhere? It was kind of like...
Yeah, there's like a biker bar above it.
Yeah, that's right. And wasn't it kind of like Bourneville way? Around there, is that kind of area of Birmingham?
Possibly.
Yeah, because I remember it was part of the tour, and I was like, oh, cool, we're playing Birmingham. And then we got there, I was like, this is not Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said you saw Sisters of Mercy there.
Fuck no.
I don't think they've even got a sound engineer. I think it's just...
No, they do. He's absolutely fucking... Oh, I mean, they might not have the same guy now, but if I remember right, he's terrible to the point where I played a show there and we were doing sound check and I said, could I get some more guitar in the monitor? Because I can't hear very much. And he turned to our guitarist and said, you heard him, turn up.
Right, okay.
So it was that kind of place. It was fucking terrible.
Oh, man.
But anyway, I saw Sisters of Mercy at the Roundhouse in London, in Camden.
The Roundhouse in Camden, I know it. I've never seen a gig there, actually, but yeah, I know it.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. It must have been, 6-7 years ago now. And, at first it was fucking awesome. They came on stage, the first few songs, I was like, oh my fucking God, this is the Sisters of Mercy.
Mm.
But then nothing changed for the next hour.
Right.
And it got really boring. So we went and spent 20 minutes in the smoking area.
It's like The Cure. Like, I love The Cure, one of my favourite bands of all time. I have no desire to go see them live.
No, you should.
But, okay, so don't they do like 4-hour sets of B-sides?
So I saw them play a 3-hour set and it was fucking incredible.
Were you stood up or sat down?
I sat down.
Yeah, there you go.
But I would still do it stood up. They're touring next year and I'm contemplating buying tickets.
Yeah, I know. I'm fairly tempted if I can get like good seats. But it's just the thought of watching The Cure in like at Leeds Festival or something just sounds horrendous to me. I don't want to watch this. Do you know what, the older I get, the less patience I have for live music. And I don't mean that in a horrible way. But
You're a
I feel
DJ,
like,
it's your job.
No, live music. I feel like sometimes you've seen, right? There's a bit of ADHD with DJing because you're flicking from one song to another, right?
Okay, yeah.
But sometimes watching a band, I feel like I've seen everything I need to see in about 20 minutes.
I mean, with some bands.
But that's why I mean, it just means I'm a bit more picky with the shows I go to now. If I'm going to a show, I have to make sure that I really, 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 really want to go.
Okay, yeah. But I do think if you get the chance to go see The Cure, they're amazing.
Yeah, you're probably right. They
played a 3-hour fucking set and the entire thing was just like such a relaxed atmosphere. So if you're playing a show past 11 o'clock, you get fined.
Right.
You have to stop playing by 11 o'clock in 90% of venues.
Yeah.
It got to 11 o'clock and then Robert Smith just kind of looked around to his bandmates and was like, should we just pay the fine? And they were like, yeah, all right.
Nice.
So they just paid the fine and carried on fucking playing because they were having a laugh on stage. They were having a blast. It was so good.
I wonder what the fee is.
It's not small.
It's like Slash used to do a similar thing, didn't he, when the smoking ban came in?
Yeah.
You just used to pay the fee for smoking indoors. It's like I'm Slash, you can't take away a cigarette from my guitar playing a top hat.
Yeah, well, if you're on stage and the venue is okay with it, you can smoke. I've played shows where my singer has smoked because the venue is okay with it.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. As long as you ask the venue and they're okay with it, you can smoke as part of the performance.
Do you think I'd get away with that when DJing?
No.
Amount of times I've been DJing, and actually I've got a list of songs which are like a good cigarette length.
Smoking songs, yeah.
Smoking songs, right? So if I'm put it like this, I've not heard Common People by Pulp in years because it's 5.5 minutes long.
Oh, perfect.
And I'm never in the room when it plays. I just leave it playing. So yeah, I've got a list of songs like according to what night I'm doing. Where I'm like, I'll put that on. That's good. It's good smoking.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will leave it there for this episode.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for joining us as a guest host, replacing the Daniel.
Yeah, well, I hope Daniel's back soon.
Yeah, he'll be back by next episode.
Recording from his mansion, I hope.
Yeah. Do you want to plug yourself?
Do you know what? I haven't really got much to plug, but I DJ a lot. I'm resident DJ at the Lead Mill in Sheffield and also at the Warehouse in where is that? Preston. And then I'm all over the country at some point. So follow me on Instagram at _Tomm Thomas. Yeah.
Sick. Okay, cool. Happy fucking Christmas at _Tomm Thomas.
Happy fucking Christmas, Isaac.
Happy fucking Christmas, all of you listeners at home that probably aren't listening to this until after Christmas. Because why would you listen to our show on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day when you're probably with your family? But happy Christmas anyway. Thank you so much for listening. If there is anything that you want us to talk about or that you want to say to us, then get in touch. You can do that through the links in the description of the episode. The links for the tracks that we've spoken about today will be on there as well. Don't forget to subscribe and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Sweet. And that is the end of the episode. We did just like fade out.